Coming up on OC News, President Biden's plan to forgive student loan debt could cost a hefty amount, according to new estimates.
Plus, a woman's death in Iran has led to worldwide protests after she died in the hands of Iranian authorities.
And less than a week after Hurricane Fiona, Hurricane Ian is threatening parts of the East Coast. Who is at risk and what decisions will officials make? This and more today on OC News.
This just in tech news. The first responder on
There's been a lot of collaborative efforts over the years.
Blessed to be here in Fullerton.
Brought to you by the broadcast journalism students at Cal State Fullerton.
OC News starts right now. Hello, and thank you for joining us here at OC News. I'm Rebecca Loyola.
And I'm Katie Kennedy. OC News is brought to you by the journalism students here at Cal State Fullerton. Last month, a plan that has been in the making for years now has finally come to light. Our reporter Andrea Casillas has more about student loan forgiveness.
Last month, Congress, who's under the Biden administration, granted permission to the Department of Education to forgive student loans. This comes after President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris had promised to forgive student debt during their 2019 campaigns. At CSUF, 26% of students have taken out a student loan to help pay for their college. Because CSUF is considerably cheaper compared to other universities, many students decided that this was a perfect fit for them.
I got accepted to other schools, but CSUF was one of the ones I had to choose, mainly because of tuition costs.
The Department of Education is going to forgive up to $10,000 in federal student loans. They're also going to reduce student loans to $20,000 for those who make under $125,000 a year. This will be beneficial for many who have student debt, but it will not be very beneficial for the government debt. Earlier today, the Congressional Budget Office reported that it could cost the government up to $400 billion to forgive this debt.
It does either way. It's not a good situation to be in, but I do think there are students and individuals who do need the help for this loan forgiveness. So in a way, I do think it would benefit, but also as a nationwide standpoint, it could definitely deter a lot of things that are going on.
For many students at CSUF, they have luckily been able to go debt-free since CSUF's Office of Financial Aid has been able to help out a lot of students. Applications are set to go live sometime in October, and you will have until December of next year to apply. In Fullerton, I'm Andrea Casillas, reporting for OC News.
Orange County is facing a severe drought, and the community is starting to see the effects. I went to the Fullerton Arboretum to see how the dry conditions are being handled. With a hot and dry summer behind us, over 90% of California is facing severe drought conditions, resulting in watering limits, and the Fullerton Arboretum is no exception.
So we have also been asked to reduce our water usage by the 20%, which is similar to the same situation that everybody else is in.
Living Collections Curator for the Arboretum, Greg Pongetti, says the Arboretum is taking steps beyond the reduction of water usage to help combat the drought.
A significant portion of the Arboretum is actually planted with drought-tolerant plants from the Mediterranean climate regions of the world as well as desert regions. So just in the plants that we grow, it's very, water conscious.
With leaves falling from the trees, some students are hopeful that the fall season will bring rain to the Arboretum.
This semester, I'm really hoping we get a decent amount of rain. I'm really hoping that there'd be enough inches of rain to hopefully get us out of this drought. I know that's really hopeful, but it'd be nice.
CSUF senior Alyssa Tornell says she's noticed some differences at the Arboretum compared to past visits.
I've noticed that there's a lot of dead grass, or there isn't any grass at all, and it's just a lot of dirt patches.
While the drought continues to take its toll, the Arboretum is continuing to find more ways to conserve water, including a more efficient way to operate their pond and stream system.
We have big plans to make that system run much more efficiently because it does use a significant amount of water.
For more information on ways you can help save water, visit the California Water Board website. I'm Katie Kennedy for OC News.
With inflation and the housing crisis, more and more people are finding themselves homeless. Melanie Blanco investigates.
About 500,000 Americans become homeless every year. With a recession glooming on the horizon, the homelessness crisis is only about to get worse. The city of Fullerton, known as the education community, home to award-winning schools and colleges, including Cal State Fullerton, has recently experienced an increase in homelessness, and residents and students of the community are frustrated.
I don't know, because like I live on campus and obviously there's like not that much homeless over there, but when I come over here it's like a lot, you could tell, and it's like, I don't know, it's very much like I'm like scared to walk here. I don't really walk that much over here.
Been going around, I've been noticing more and more homeless people. It seems to be an increasing problem around here in Fullerton. I'm not sure what we could really do about it, but hopefully the city council can figure out some sort of measures to help mitigate the issue and help these people.
Unhoused resident Kenny shares his frustration with the city of Fullerton for the lack of service and the time it has taken them to get help and get him and the rest of the community off the streets.
Getting colder and getting more crowded and more people coming, and I don't reckon any hope. So it's like, okay, well, if we get it to us, why are we still sitting here?
The Fullerton City Council has just approved funding for homeless shelters in the city. We hope to see Fullerton as a much better and safer place.
This is Melanie Blanco reporting for OC News.
The east side parking structure is right off the 57 freeway. It is impossible for students leaving the structure to get onto the 57. Here is Emma with more on the story.
I'm Emma Suarez here at Cal State Fullerton reporting on the traffic from the east parking structure to the 57 freeway.
The east parking structure will there are many periods of the day when it gets crowded. Earlier in the day, the traffic isn't too bad. As we get near rush hours, the traffic.
It's honestly so annoying because I already commute like 20 minutes away, and just waiting in the parking lot for like 15 to 20 minutes makes me drive like half an hour to 35 minutes all the way home.
What question do you have?
As students start to head home, the traffic starts to get worse.
We're talking over it, so we can just do a VO inside of.
And sometimes I even like sit like 15 to 20 minutes just waiting for the light to turn green because there's so much traffic.
The traffic starts from all the way from the east parking lot.
Traffic is pretty horrible. I mean, it's bad. For me, I was in there for like 20 minutes one day, and I just trying to find a parking spot, but I just gave up.
And it goes all the way to the 57 freeway.
I'm Emma Suarez with Cal State Fullerton reporting for OC.
That's a shame that students are still dealing with the traffic here at CSUF. Well, let's go over on to world news now. The death of 22-year-old Mahsa Amini has sparked protests across Iran, leaving 30 people dead and hundreds injured. Amini was reported dead on September 16th, 3 days after Iranian police arrested her for violating the country's ultra-conservative dress code. Demonstrations show women removing their hijabs to show their solidarity, an act that is illegal. Amini's death unveiled the long-held frustrations Iranians and against their government. They demand for women's rights and the fall of the regime. Iranian officials say they will take a stronger approach to controlling crowds and protesters if they do not retaliate. Iran is accusing Western leaders of adding fuel to the movement by supporting them through their comments.
Coming up after the break, Florida is bracing for a major hurricane. We have the latest updates on Hurricane Ian.
And learn about the newest event happening in the city of Buena Park. Those stories and more in just 1 minute.
glad we got out of that heat wave. You may want to bring out your sunblock again.
That's right, Katie. It's still hot out there. Our meteorologist.
Thank you, Rebecca and Katie. We now have current updates on the East Coast as there's big weather coming your way. Hurricane Ian has just reached Category 2 strength, and counties in southern Florida are under a tropical storm watch. Western Cuba may become impacted by a surge of winds and storms. As of today, Hurricane Ian has sustained winds of 100 miles per hour and is currently moving north-northwest at 13 miles an hour. The winds are getting stronger in the southeast of western tip of Cuba, moving at 155 miles an hour. The Florida Keys are forecast to get about 4 to 6 inches of rain, and central West Florida is expected to get around 6 to 12 inches. Florida Keys, as well as South Florida, may experience heavier rainfall by late Tuesday. It is forecast to spread to central and northern Florida Wednesday and Thursday, which may result in flash urban and small stream flooding. Temperatures remain high throughout the entire week, and excessive heat warnings have been issued in Orange County inland. Just as we thought the heat wave was gone, Tuesday will have a high of 94 degrees and a low of 68 degrees. Wednesday will have a high of 94 degrees and a low of 68, and Thursday will have a high of 93 degrees and a low of 68 degrees. Friday will cool down a little bit with a high of 86 degrees and a low of 66, and Saturday will have a high of 82 degrees with a low of 63 degrees. Thank you for watching. I'm Lena Malmstrom with the weather here on OC News. Stay hydrated and have a great day.
In a month where we celebrate Hispanic Heritage Month, the city of Buena Park celebrated upon that, but took the culture aspect to it. Another step forward, our reporter Enrique Medina has the details.
Gear up, folks. This past weekend, the city of Buena Park put its cultural diversity on display as the city hosted its first ever Culture Fest by City Hall. The new festival took lots of time to plan, with Elizabeth Gonzalez and the City of Buena Park's Human Relations Committee taking lead charge.
And we wanted to be an all-day event, and we wanted to have a great turnout, and we wanted to have a representation of all the cultures that reside in the city of Buena Park.
Representation there was, as the festival included a mix of performances, arts and crafts, and vendors from multiple cultural backgrounds. One of those vendors in particular includes DeAndre Cooksey, a first-time vendor who displayed his cultural art for the very first time, highlighting Southern California's nature and African-American culture.
So I love using different colors, color schemes, and then just some African-inspired art, you know, being African-American and trying to put my culture into my art as well. But really, I just want my art to bring about happiness.
On top of the vendors, however, Culture Fest would not be a success without the food. The festival had a great amount of different cultural foods to choose from, including Korean and Mexican food.
Well, folks, I'm in the midst of enjoying a delicious snack. This right here is a Korean dish called the spicy rice cake. It's a great mix of spiciness and sweetness, and let me tell you, folks, fittingly so with the glow behind me, this whole event is about spreading love, spreading culture, and making sure we're all unified as one.
The hope for the future is to now have the event at least once a year, to bring that unity and diversity. From Buena Park, I'm Enrique Medina, reporting for OC News.
It can be hard to find the time to get your daily exercise. Our reporter Carlos Vega reports about students on campus who found an unusual spot to do that.
Sedentary lifestyles have become more common today. However, not everyone follows this trend. Hello, I am Carlos Vega reporting today for OC News, and today an unusual sighting where we see skateboarders right behind me outside the Eastside parking structure. Let's see to find out more. As frustrating as it can be, it is equally rewarding.
I like how it's a solo aspect sport. It's more like it takes time to learn the tricks, and when you learn them, it's the best feeling ever, and you just keep it going.
Others are glad at how the reputation of skating has improved.
Healthier background of skaters has arisen and brought the negative side of the culture out of the picture. Because of like sponsorships and different surfing aspects to skating, it's brought like the shady side of skating out of the dark picture, in my opinion.
With skateboarding now being an Olympic sport, Others have high hopes for the future.
I hope more people pick it up. I know like in other countries there's a lot of people who are like picking up skateboards, in third world countries. So I just hope the sport grows and expands so everyone can try it.
So this has been the story for today. I'm Carlos Vega, reporting for OC News. Catch you next time.
Thank you, Carlos, for that story. Coming up, the NFL just announced who will be the latest superstar to headline the 57th Super Bowl.
Plus, a giraffe in Virginia gave zoogoers an unexpected surprise during their visit.
Whether it's advice on managing your anxiety or tools to help you stay grounded, Coping19 provides a range of resources and self-care tips to help you cope with this pandemic. We can help. Find the resources that work best for you at coping-19.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Brianna Beverly brings us the latest news and entertainment.
I'm Brianna Beverly, and here's the latest in entertainment news. Fashion icon, entrepreneur, and well-known singer Rihanna has been set to headline the Super Bowl 57 halftime show this year at the State Farm Stadium on Sunday, February 12, 2023 in Glendale, Arizona. And fans are pretty shocked but also super excited with this news. John Cena is known for more than just being a 16-time WWE World Champion and actor. He now holds the world record for the most wishes granted through the Make-A-Wish Foundation. He is definitely an inspiration. The iconic Hollywood sign is getting a paint job right before its 100th anniversary. Now, this sign has been on plenty of iconic movies and has continued to be one of the most famous sightseeing spots for everyone around the world. The 9-letter sign will use around 400 gallons of paint and get a special rust-prohibited primer. Definitely much needed and well-deserved for the iconic sign. Podcasts can be hard to create, but sometimes some people have the passion for speaking on their opinions. I myself talked to a podcaster and showed his reason behind creating one. I'm Brianna Beverly here at Titan Radio, and I'm about to get an exclusive with one of the newest podcasters here at Titan Radio. His podcast name is Getting Through It with Ethan Michael, and let's take a look at a little bit about what he talked about for this first episode. How did you come up with this podcast that you created, and talk a little bit about it?
Well, I mean, that's basically all I really do in my spare time is listen to like my favorite comedians' podcasts. It's definitely, I just want to I don't mean to cuss, but I just want to talk for a living, shoot the breeze, basically.
This experience has really been very professional. I thought Ethan did a very good job, conveying what he wanted me to say and what he wanted, to really put out there for the rest of the school, for the Titans especially. We discussed relationships, dating. We discussed Tinder. A lot of things that just kind of give way to kind of an open-ended conversation, which is what you really want in something like this.
Well, you can expect, I think, humor, honesty, and I think chemistry. I think he's a really good host, and yeah, it's always fun on the show.
So anything you really want to explain to viewers who might not know exactly what your podcast is about and what to expect?
Well, I'm gonna have we're gonna be talking about I'm gonna have different guests talk about different stuff about college basically, but ultimately just life, and where we can just talk about the lowlights, highlighting the lowlights basically. But I'll have on different guests to talk about different things. Like I have one friend on for film. We debated what our favorite Tarantino, Pixar films are, and then I had my friend who's he's out there in the dating scene, so I asked him tips about that and how to be successful. Only asking for a friend, obviously.
And that's it from me. I'm Brianna Beverly with OC News. Well, that's all the entertainment news I have for you today. Let's go back to Rebecca and Katie.
Are you looking to relax and get a massage? Our reporter Brian Corrales finds out how you can do this at Titan Hall.
Hi, I'm Brian Cross, standing in front of Titan Hall, where CAPS is unveiling a new wellness room on the 3rd floor.
Titan Wellness Room, it's a location for students to come in and not only relax but prioritize their mental wellness. I was kind of talking about it a little bit, but the idea is to no longer see mental wellness as something to focus on later, but something to create and have as something part of your daily routine. So CAPS has been planning this since the kind of soft opening. We started off, I believe, the 2nd week of August. So we've been preparing, setting up the space, kind of learning how to use the different services. We have the massage chairs, the napping pods. We're going to start having yoga every Wednesday, I believe. So we've been kind of setting this up, and it's becoming hopefully this big thing and a service that all students use.
It's been a work in progress. The pandemic kind of threw some hiccups in, but the president and the student affairs team was really intentional and excited to create a space specifically for students to focus on their mental health and kind of be proactive in it. So yeah.
And how are you able to?
Yeah, no, exactly. And I think one thing we've realized is that mental health is not something that we can, just not talk about. It needs to be at the forefront of our conversations, and that's why the administration and the leadership was like, hey, with this space, it needs to be open up. We need to get this going. That way, when students come back on campus, they have a place where they don't have to come to be at a crisis point to engage with counseling or wellness. They can focus in on it immediately when they're here. So yeah. So students can go to their student portal, they log on, and they can find us on the Titan Net app, and they'll take them to navigate. They can just like they do for academic advising, they just look for CAPS on the appointment center, and then select the massage chair, the napping pod, or even the yoga room.
This is Brian Corrales for OC News.
We had an action-packed week of sports. Our sports anchor, Jason Martinez, has everything you need to know. Jason, take it away.
Thank you, Katie. This week we have cases of hometown triumphs and struggle. Also, revealing details on the new downloadable content for FIFA 23. Let's check it out. The LA Rams brought the fight to Arizona Cardinals this weekend. The Rams beat the Cardinals 13-9 following touchdowns from Cooper Kupp and Cam Akers. A big win for the Rams, keeping their momentum going after winning their first game of the season last week against the Falcons. Now they look to improve their 2-game winning streak to 3 when they take on the San Francisco 49ers away from home next Monday. And for soccer fans, a new addition to this year's FIFA 23 will include fictional TV character Ted Lasso and his team AFC Richmond. FIFA gamers will be able to play as the Greyhounds across multiple game modes like career mode, friendlies, season, and kickoff. Even the AFC Richmond's fictional stadium, Nelson Road, will also be playable, so you'll be able to fully celebrate your goal as Jason Sudeikis cheers you on from the sidelines. Our men's soccer Titans traveled to Los Angeles to take on UCLA this weekend. The Titans gave up an early goal in the 8th minute, but turned it around in the second half, controlling the possession and being the more attacking side. Despite their efforts, the Titans fell to UCLA 1-0. The Titans are now 5-3-2 this year. They look to bounce back as they take on UC Irvine away from home this Wednesday. The Big West Conference is finally here, and while our men's soccer team fell short, our women's soccer team is off to a great start. Our reporter Jessica Lopez has the recap.
This past weekend was exciting for our women's soccer team as they hosted their first Big West Conference game against UC San Diego Sunday evening. Senior Megan Day and junior Megan Schroe were the stars of the game as they both scored a goal, each leading the Titans to the win. Women's soccer has picked up all 6 points of the conference so far this weekend after also defeating CSUN Thursday night. This leaves the Titans on top of the Big West standing with a record of 2-0 in the conference. The first Titan goal came in the 32nd minute when Megan Schroe sent a clean pass to Megan Day, where Day was able to score with a header, making it not only the first goal of the game, but the first goal of her season. Titans wasted no time as 5 minutes later, Schroe was able to create the same exact play, giving Day her second goal of the game. Being her senior season and having scored no goals last season, these 2 game-winning goals has set Day up for success. In the 75th minute, Schroe was able to take the Titans to 3-0 with a beautiful corner kick that went straight into the net. This is what head coach Damian Brown had to say.
Really impressed. Playing Big West Conference games is very challenging, and really impressed with how our women came out,
from the start of the match here on this Sunday.
This week, the girls will continue the Big West Conference on Thursday in Long Beach and on Sunday at UC Irvine. I'm Jessica Lopez for OC News.
The results of this game earned Day and Score the Big West Weekly Honors. We wish our women's soccer team luck as they continue the Big West Conference against our two local rivals this week. Back to you, Rebecca.
And finally, this is something you do not hear every day. A giraffe gives birth to her 9th calf unexpectedly in front of zoo visitors. Visitors got to witness an endangered Maasai giraffe give birth at the Virginia Zoo in Norfolk. Zookeepers knew the female giraffe was pregnant but did not expect her to give birth, especially in front of visitors. The baby girl giraffe came out healthy and weighs around 122 pounds, standing 6 feet tall. Zoo officials named the calf Tisa, meaning 9th in Swahili, a reference to the calf being Imara's 9th child. That's such a cute giraffe.
It really is. Well, thank you for joining us tonight in OC News. Our next telecast comes to you Monday at 5 p.m.
Make sure to subscribe to our YouTube page at Titan TV. From all of us here at OC News, have a great night.